Hey! Are you curious about how quickly the Rectec 680 can get up to temperature and what its maximum achievable temperature is? If so, then stay tuned for today's Rectec 680 performance test. Hi! Scott here for Uncle Stinky, and today we're going to be doing a performance test on the Rectec 680 pellet grill. It'll be a pretty simple test. Today is a very mild day here in Southern California. Temperatures in the high 70s, just a little bit of breeze, and beautiful sunshine. What we'll do is we'll crank the Rectec 680 up to full power, and then we'll time it, see how long it takes it to get up to 500 degrees, and then we'll let it continue to run and see what its maximum achievable temperature is. I've got the installed thermometer that's in the Rectec 680, and I've also got an external thermometer, so we'll have 2 points of data, and we can compare how long it takes to get up to temperature, and then we'll see what that maximum achievable temperature is. I've had my Rectec for about a month now, and I absolutely love it, but I think it would be really cool to do a performance test so we can get some hard data and see exactly how well this thing does. Alright, we're ready to go ahead and start the performance test. So we'll go ahead and power on the Rectec, and then we'll set our temperature all the way to full. I'll switch the temperature display mode from the set point to the actual temperature and start our timer. As you can see, the actual temperature being read inside is about 108 degrees, and our secondary thermometer is showing 106 degrees, so they're both very close. Now we'll just let it run and see how long it takes it to get up to temperature. So as you can see, we've just passed 10 minutes on our performance test here. The Rectec installed thermometer reading 284 degrees, and our secondary thermometer reading 268 degrees through the first 10 minutes. We'll keep an eye on that split in temperatures between the two thermometers, see if it maintains a consistent split or if it opens or closes as we move forward. Alright, so as you can see, we've just passed the 20-minute mark. Checking our temperatures, showing about 410 degrees on the internal thermometer from the Rectec, but our secondary thermometer is showing just over 370 degrees. So we're seeing about a 40-degree split between the far left side of the Rectec and there in the center with the secondary thermometer. Okay, so we just passed the 30-minute mark, and temperatures continuing to climb on the Rectec 680. Right now it's showing just under 450 degrees on the installed thermometer and 426 on that secondary thermometer. So the gap's closed a little bit, but still seeing a pretty big split there. We'll continue to see how hot we can go, headed for something north of 500 hopefully here in the very near future. Alright, our performance test just went over 40 minutes of total runtime. Check the Rectec installed thermometer, seeing 461 degrees, and on our secondary, right now we're reading 437. So still seeing a split somewhere in the 25 to 30 degree temperature range. We'll continue to let this run. Definitely seen a big slowdown in the rate of rise over the last 10 or 15 minutes. But when we're all done, we'll do some post-performance test analysis and throw it up on a graph so you can look at the time versus temperature splits. Checking back in as 50 minutes have elapsed, and some big changes over the past 10 or 12 minutes. Saw the temperature actually stop going up a couple degrees back down and then resume its climb, but a huge slowdown in terms of the rate of climb as we've gone from just past the 50-minute mark here. We're reading 468 on the installed thermometer on the Rectec, and then on the secondary thermometer, we're now reading 453, so just a 15-degree split between the two. I'm going to go ahead and let this run out to 1 hour, and then we'll stop the test and we'll see what kind of data we have. Okay, we've passed 1 hour on our performance test and we've reached the end of our data collection for today. The Rectec installed thermometer showing just under 480 degrees, never saw it peak above 480. 479 is the highest temperature we've seen, but the split with the second thermometer has gone down a lot. Only 6 degrees now as it's reading 473 degrees. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'll head inside and we'll put this onto some graphs and I'll provide a few thoughts and some data analysis. But for now, we'll go ahead and put the Rectec into cool down. Okay, so we've completed the performance test. I've come inside and I've put the data into a graph. And I'll pull that graph up now and you can take a look at temperature versus time during our 1 hour performance test. And as I look at this graph, I'm struck by three things. Number one, the unit came up to temperature very quickly and it reached the temperatures where I do most of my cooking and what I really bought the pellet grill for, that very comfortable range between the low smoke temperature, 180 to 220, and being able to do some hotter cooks in the 350 degree range very quickly, so it's convenient for use on a regular basis. The second thing I noticed was the split between the two thermometers, the installed Rectec thermometer and the secondary thermometer, seemed worse when I was doing the performance test than it does now. I can see both were showing the right curve and a very similar slope on those lines, and the gap did close as we reached the higher temperature. And then the last thing I noticed was the Rectec did not get as hot as I had thought it would. This was the longest I let it run and the hottest temperature I'd gotten it to, and it did come up short of 500 degrees. I could have let it run a lot longer, but given the slowdown in rising temperature, I did not think that there was a good chance that would really give me what I wanted to see in terms of going over 500 degrees. In the final analysis, I'm very impressed with the performance of the Rectec. I love it. I think it makes great food, and I will continue to use it on a regular basis. Certainly interested in the performance numbers from a scientific perspective, and also because there's a lot of discussion about how well different pellet grills do. If you like the video, please like down below. Share your comments, especially if you own a Rectec and you want to get involved in the discussion. And don't forget to subscribe to Uncle Stinky. Thank you.